thinking?
What am I thinking? I'm excited. It's been a long day. I'm a little tired. And I'm ready to get to work, especially starting first thing tomorrow. This election's been starting since July 15th of last year, and we're trying to talk to as many people as possible, so we want to get to work. We're going to start door knocking again tomorrow and the rest of this weekend, and make sure people know my record fighting on behalf of working families and Bacon's record fighting against working families.
What's the expectation? What's your expectation?
My expectation is that Republicans and Democrats and independents in the district deserve somebody that will actually represent their voices. My expectation is that we're focusing this next 5.5 months on trying to reach those individual people. For people that right now are hurting, where childcare is expensive, or whether or not paying your mortgage or your rent's expensive, I hear you. It's the reason why I focused on providing tax relief. More than $6 billion I voted for. It's the reason why I focused on job creation and making sure that we're spending less in government. It's also the reason why I've focused on protecting healthcare costs and supporting small businesses in our community and the east side and all across Omaha and all across the district. My expectations are that we're going to fight for every single vote, because that's the kind of leadership we need in Nebraska's 2nd District.
So, what is your general message for people? Let's say you said to start tomorrow, right? So
Yeah.
General message, something positive.
Yes. Well, my message is, I'm listening to you because I'm just like you. I am a father. I have 2 amazing kids. I have a wonderful wife. I was a former public school science teacher. My parents were immigrants to this country, and they were factory workers. I know what it's like to struggle because I watched my parents struggle. We struggled. We lived in a 1-bedroom apartment at a young age. And because I know what people are going through, because I lived it myself, this is the reason why I want to fight for you. This is the reason why I think we need somebody that's not going to sell us out like Don Bacon. When he votes against lowering health insurance premiums, he's selling us out, and he's focused on health insurance companies. When he votes against the middle-class tax cut, he tells me he cares more about the ultra-wealthy than he cares about working middle-class Nebraskans. And when he talks about banning abortion nationwide, he tells me that he thinks he knows better than my daughter, my wife, and the women across Nebraska, and physicians. And so my expectation, why I'm so excited, is my message is, I'm just like you. And I want the opportunity to earn your vote. I want to be able to be a representative, and I sure hope I can earn it this November.
So you mentioned Bacon, right? He's against you. And you just mentioned, what is it different, but what is your advantage?
Yeah, I think my advantage is I know who I am. I know exactly the kind of person that I am. I know when I voted to prioritize more than $6 billion of tax relief and voting for it, I did it because I understand that working families are struggling and inflation is high, and I want to make sure we're giving money back to people. I think our advantage is also that Bacon has taken millions of dollars from corporate interests and special interests and focuses more on defending a party rather than Republicans and independents and Democratic members of this community. When he focuses more on endorsing Trump a 3rd time and doing his bidding than he does representing the people in this community, that tells me that he is more willing to support party and power over people. So the advantage is I care more about the people of this district. I'm not going to sell anybody out. I'm going to work for them because I'm one of them. I'm one of you. And I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that I can get that message out to you.
What you going to do for us?
I'm going to make sure that Congress is actually getting things done on behalf of Nebraskans again. I mean, look, this is the most ineffective Congress in any of our generations. Republicans in Congress can get nothing done on behalf of the American people. And this is Don Bacon's Congress. He has been part of this. He's been there for 8 years. He is part of the problem. He refuses to actually get anything done on behalf of Nebraskans amidst this incredibly ineffective Congress. And he's more likely to sell out and help the MAGA right take control of our country. I care about whether or not working class people have a seat at the table. I care about representing all the interests of people here, from firefighters to paraprofessionals to public school teachers to union workers to everyday people in this district. I want to represent them. And so the difference here this November is We're going to make sure that this message gets out. We've been receiving record volunteers, so many events in the district, and we have been raising more money than Don Bacon from Nebraska. Most of his donations actually come from outside of the state, which means that more Nebraskans support us and people outside of Nebraska support him. This is very, very clear choice, and we're going to make sure voters know exactly who actually stands on behalf of working families.
Is there anything else you want to add that you want to say?
I just appreciate all the people that came out here. I appreciate Dirty Birds. More importantly, over the next 6 months, I'm going to try to earn your vote. Don Bacon's going to try to scare you out of voting for me, and I think it's the difference maker on who actually represents everyday people in this district. And that's why I'm going to try to fight for every single vote in this election coming up in November.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.